There was a time in my early 20s when I flew over 30 hours from my country, Colombia, to the other side of the world to come here to Thailand. Not for business, not for money, but to study meditation with Buddhist monks. And I even wrote a book about it. It's called Meditation Secrets. It's on Amazon. You can Google my name. But believe it or not, I won a scholarship to come study meditation here in Thailand. Back then, I had no clue that everything I learned from the monks would become one of the most valuable skills and one of the biggest advantages for me in business and sales, because it helped me become so grounded and focused regardless of what happened on the outside. And if you've been following my videos, you know that I work in high ticket sales. I also do one-on-one coaching inside my community, Wealthy Sales Pros, where I help high ticket closers learn how to invest and how to design a wealthy and peaceful lifestyle. But long before all of that, I was just a broke yoga teacher in Colombia. But I ended up winning a scholarship to go and study meditation to Thailand. And I remember the first time I came here, many years ago, it was the first big trip I took out of Colombia. And I had to take 4 flights from Bogota to New York to Los Angeles to Tokyo, and Tokyo to Bangkok. It was over 30 hours of travel. And I remember I was so tired, so sleep deprived, but I was super excited because it was my first time in Asia. And I remember landing in Thailand in the international airport and stepping out of the plane, looking around, taking a deep breath, and then thinking, wow, I traveled over 30 hours to the other side of the world, and this is just like Colombia. It's the same thing. I mean, because it's a tropical country, right? So the nature, the environment is very similar. Tropical fruits, very similar weather. So it reminded me of Colombia in many ways. But obviously the culture and the people are very different because Thailand is Buddhist, and people here are very quiet and reserved. But anyways, that's what happened back then in my early 20s. While most of my peers, they were partying and chasing girls or try to pursue their careers, I was in Thailand learning how to sit still and meditate and observe my mind for hours. And I didn't realize how valuable that skill would become for me in life and business. And so fast forward to today, I'm back in Thailand. This time I'm not studying meditation. I'm here as a mentor, as a high ticket closer. Different season of life, different responsibilities, different identity, but the same lessons apply. Because here's something that most people in sales don't understand. You can upgrade your income, but if you don't upgrade your mind, it's very easy to fall into anxiety and negativity. And it also reminds me of one of my favorite books. It's called The Diamond Cutter. And it's the story of a Buddhist monk who studied for decades in Tibet. And he was actually American originally. He was the first foreigner to gain the title of Geshe in Tibetan Buddhism, which means like a PhD. And when he finally earned that title, after many years of studying, he was so happy because his teachers told him he was finally ready for his final test. And he thought, wow, I'm gonna go on a silent retreat, or I'm gonna be meditating in the mountains. But no, he was told by his teachers that he had to go back to his home country, to the US, to start a business in one of the dirtiest industries, in the diamond industry. And he initially thought, how do you mean? I don't know anything about business. I hate business. In fact, that's why I came here to meditate in the first place. And I don't know anything about diamonds. But his teacher said, don't worry, it's gonna be okay, because you're going to apply all the lessons you've learned from Buddhism into the business world. The teachings of generosity and kindness and integrity. And that's what he did. And he built a 9-figure business. And he later sold it to Warren Buffett. And he did all that with the principles of Buddhism. And the interesting thing is, most people think that spirituality and business are opposites. But in reality, they can complement each other. And in my case, I can speak from my experience, meditation has taught me to regulate my emotions, to focus under pressure, to be more detached from the outcomes, to have more longer term thinking. And those skills have been incredibly powerful. I would say it's kind of my superpower in high ticket sales. So in this video, I want to share 3 lessons that meditation taught me about high performance. Number 1 is your environment shapes your results. Because you see, our mind is like a sponge. It absorbs everything around you. And your environment influences your mind way more than you think. And that's why athletes, they change their environment when they are training or when they are recovering. And as a high performer in business or sales, you should do the same. Sometimes the smartest move is not just to work harder, it's not just to take more calls, but to actually reset your environment so you can think with more clarity. And that's why I like coming to places like this in Thailand. Number 2 is you gotta work hard, of course, but you gotta recover harder. In sales, I see so many people in peak season all year long trying to close deals, taking 8, 10, 12 calls a day. But the best performers operate in cycles. They have intense seasons of focus and strategic seasons of recovery. And that's why for me, trips like this, it's not just to travel, it's to reset my creativity and my focus. And ironically, when you step away, you can come back in and get even better results. Number 3, your inner state creates your external reality. And what do I mean by that? You can make 10K, 20K, even 50K plus a month. But if your nervous system is fried, you're gonna eventually burn out. And that's why meditation and mindfulness are my superpowers, and it helps me train my nervous system to stay calm, even under intense pressure. And in high ticket sales, calm builds trust. So that's why it's a full circle moment for me right now, because back then when I first came to Thailand, I was searching for inner peace. And today I return with a different perspective, because now I see that real wealth is not just financial. It's having peace of mind, it's having discipline, it's building your characters. I mean, you can have money and status, but if you don't feel grounded internally, are you truly wealthy? Obviously, that's a question only you can answer. And that's also why I created Wealthy Sales Pro. This is a community to help closers not just earn more money, but to also help them build better habits, more emotional regulation, and having that long-term wealth mindset, so that you can build a lifestyle that is more sustainable and doesn't lead to burnout. So if you are an entrepreneur or a high-tech closer and you really want to improve your performance without sacrificing your well-being, you can join the community below. I do weekly Q&As on sales, investing, and high performance. So check the link in the description. And remember, real wealth is not just what you earn, it's who you become while you earn it.